My next guest have a long list of theatre credits, including Fiddler on the Roof, Beauty and the Beast, Merrily We Roll Along, and Peter Pan. But now they cross paths in the Little Shop of Horrors. Welcome to Showtime, Josh and Remi.
G'day, great to be on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. So, you guys are a part of Saltpiller, a community theatre company. What is it about community theatre that's such an important part of Melbourne's theatre scene?
Yeah, look, I think it's for someone like myself, working full-time in a completely different industry, community theatre really gives an opportunity to really get that artistic fulfillment that I still really crave now and then. It also is a really great way to, engage the community and provide them with something, purely from a passion point of view, because, we're not here trying to, make money and there's no egos. It's just really out of passion and love for what we do and an opportunity to then, bring some happiness and distract people from, the some of the difficulties of the 9 to 5.
So 9 to 5, Josh, you're in Remedial Massage. Remi, you're studying law and politics. Both of those things seem like a universe away from musical theatre. What draws you to come on stage and make theatre as part of a community theatre company?
I'll take this one. Well, having finished school about 2 years ago, I went to Mount Scopus, and they provided so many amazing opportunities to get on stage. I really haven't had that kind of opportunity to express myself since then, and Saltpiller, which is this amazing performing arts company. I watched their Spelling Bee production last year and I loved it, and it immediately called to me like a siren. I just knew I had to get back involved and get back on stage. I mean, for students like me coming out of school, it fills this really nice void, especially in the Jewish community, where we can come and we can meet like-minded people and we can socialize. I mean, I'm meeting a lot of people who are older than me, like Josh. Don't want to say it, but it's a really amazing opportunity that just has presented itself, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, fair enough. So myself having finished 22 years ago at school, I originally was more involved in the arts and probably had a number of injuries, which is what led me to this career. But it's as I said, it's performing, especially with music, was, my original passion. And this gives me the opportunity to still get the fulfillment outside of, the 9 to 5 job.
It sounds to me from what you're both saying that it's partly about the bug to perform and create and to entertain, but it's also about the community. It's about the togetherness. It's about the collaboration. Is that a fair thing to say?
It's been a pretty tough time for the Jewish community recently. Obviously, October 7 and all the fallout from then. And I feel like now more than ever, having these community events and opportunities to draw in the community together, to unite and to celebrate our identity and our expression and who we are and be proud as a community has been, I think, particularly special for this production. I mean, the amount of support we're getting is amazing, and we hope we can give back to the Jewish community in our own way by presenting this opportunity on stage.
Absolutely.
And Remi, you mentioned the Jewish community. Saltpiller, of course, being primarily a Jewish community theatre company, but I imagine that there are times when there are people who aren't part of the Jewish community who are on stage, off stage, backstage, and also in the audience.
100%. I mean, Saltpiller, it is, largely a lot of Jews get involved, and we're proud of that. But at the same time, anybody is welcome to audition. We have so many people who come and watch and support that aren't Jewish, and we rely on that just as much. So, yeah, I mean, it's great that the Jewish community has this conduit, but it's really for everyone as well.
Yeah, and I think it's a great opportunity for people outside the community to learn about, a little bit more about what is happening in the Jewish community and the different rituals and traditions that we have. So we really enjoy that opportunity to share that with the wider community.
And how do you think Saltpiller does that with shows like Little Shop of Horrors, which we'll chat about in a second, which isn't a Jewish-specific show, but obviously it's a way to bring the community to get together?
Yeah, so Little Shop of Horrors being, there's a lot of universal themes in it that, is relevant to Jewish community, relevant to the wider community, and even in the show itself, I'm playing a Jewish character, amongst a bunch of other non-Jewish characters. So I think we're be able to share that experience and connect with the community. It's, really can be really powerful for us.
We've talked about Little Shop of Horrors, so let's talk about Little Shop of Horrors. For those that don't know, what's the show about?
I'll give you my take. So it's basically, it's sort of start off, it's like a B-grade horror type of movie. We've got a plant that is brought by an owner to a very poor shop. So my character, Mr. Mushnik, runs a failing flower shop, and one of his, he's ready to close, but one of his employees finds this mystical plant, and that plant eventually he figures out will only eat blood and then people. So, starts to figure out that's the only way to get this plant to live. This main character, Seymour, starts to face these tough moral questions about, well, how far am I willing to go to succeed, to have fortune and fame, and what is the price of that? And he slowly has his morals bent further and further until he gets to his, breaking point, and, that's where you've got to come in to see how it all ends. But, yeah, it's sort of around that theme of, what price is worth paying for fame. And I think we see a lot of that relevant, with some of the stories coming out of Hollywood of, actors going through some pretty tough ordeals to get jobs, and people, now with the internet around, people going to some extreme lengths to get fortune and fame. So that's kind of what the story of Little Shop of Horrors is about.
And that plant that grows and grows and grows is obviously not an actual plant. I assume it's a puppet. What's it like, Remi, working with an ever-changing puppet on stage?
It's awesome. Joel Shire, name of the guy who's in charge of the plant, and he is doing a colossal job. I mean, he's synced up really well we've got a separate voice actor, Harry, playing the plant. And it's visually spectacular. I feel like it's fair to say.
Yeah.
The big, it's huge, and my character's the dentist. I'm pretty kowtowed by the plant when I see it, so I don't have to do much acting. It's amazing. It's been a lot of fun working with him and Harry.
So there are actually 4 different versions of the plant as it grows. And actually, at our last rehearsal, we sort of had the first opportunity to see all 4 stages in action. And it was absolutely incredible. The thing comes to life. I don't want to give too many spoilers, but we're both going to get eaten by this thing.
Yeah, pretty.
And figuring out the mechanics of how to actually slide through there has been interesting. But it's heaps of fun and it looks amazing.
And that's sort of that's it too, isn't it? We were talking before about community theatre and the benefits of community theatre. It's not just what people see on stage. It's not just the performers and the lighting and the costumes, but it's also all of the people behind the scenes that put it together. The producers, the directors, the choreographers, the musical directors, but of course the people that make things like the puppet and the sets. And how many people, if you had to guess, are working on this production of The Little Shop of Horrors?
Obviously, we've got about, I think, nine actors on stage, and maybe double that. Maybe 20 people overall. But I mean, the work that people are doing, the music director Matan, Simon and Leona, the directors, it's been a huge body of work that they've put in.
We've got another 5 people in the band. We've got people working on promoting the show. We've got the Saltpiller board and all the members there doing their work. You probably end up with something like 50 people in total working on this project to make it happen.
And this is all people working on a musical theatre production in addition to their 9-to-5 job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Just to put it on for the community and have something to celebrate. So,
yeah. And that's the lovely part about there, as we sort of said earlier, about community theatre. Everyone is just doing it out of having that passion to be there and to contribute, and it makes it so easy for all of us to give, because that's what it is all about. We're all there to give.
I'll ask you both the same question. What's been the highlight of being a part of The Little Shop of Horrors with Saltpiller?
Well, I guess for me, I mean, I auditioned for the dentist because I like playing the villain, and that's been really fun. But what I wasn't expecting that has been such a boon is being able to play, I think, maybe 5 or 6 different characters in that one sort of bigger role. I mean, one of the roles I play is actually a woman. I come on as a woman for a couple minutes.
Very convincing.
And in my dress, figuring on how to put on a dress has been a whirlwind. So yeah, it's been great to really expand my horizons on stage. And you know, I can comfortably say to all my friends who are, you know, coming through out of school and who are, you know, looking forward to something, you know, just how amazing of an experience this is. And you know, soon I'll be doing it with all my friends, which will be really exciting.
Yeah. Just before I let Josh answer, Remi, I've got a follow-up question for you. I can't help but ask. You mentioned that you love playing a villain, and I mentioned at the start that you're studying law and politics. Do you want to make any follow-up comments?
Hey, no comments around that. Yeah.
But while I've brought it up, what is it that inspired you to study law and politics, given your obvious passion for performing and musical theatre in particular?
The first idea when it popped into my mind was watching Atticus Finch in It's Kill a Mockingbird, the movie, which kind of planted the seed, and I guess there's definitely an element of performance in law and politics that's always kind of overlapped, but really, I mean, those degrees are just super interesting, you know, fields I'm very curious about and want to learn about for the rest of my life. So yeah, I guess it was a kind of a lucky hobby to go alongside my degree.
You wouldn't be the first law graduate to end up working in arts and entertainment and not the law. So let's watch this space. Josh, how about you? What's your highlight been of being a part of this production?
Yeah, I think for me, the real highlight is the building and finding chemistry with a whole new group of people. And then having these, you know, really fun and amazing moments on stage when we do our runs that just sort of come out of building that chemistry. Because, you know, I came into this production, I didn't know anybody in the cast except for one person. And, you know, you start off as complete strangers and then you got to, you know, build these characters together and build this real chemistry that, you know, an audience is going to buy into. And I just absolutely love that process of finding that, you know, it's like you're making, you know, new friends that, you know, we would have never met otherwise. And especially for me being a little bit older, it's like connecting with a new generation of people because the majority of the cast is about 20 years younger than me. But, you know, it's really nice to connect with a different generation because we all have this same passion, even though we're at different points in our lives.
And that's what's coming through loud and clear. There's the creativity, there's the passion, but there's also this real genuine sense of community and bond that I'm hearing from the two of you. And I think for me, that's where community theatre really gets its heart. There's people like the two of you who are doing it not because it's a way to make a living, but it's an absolute passion, and it's that passion that drives you. And I think that's what keeps community theatre and live local theatre alive. So congratulations to both of you for being a part of that.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers.
We love it.
Yeah, I'd say it's a great way to not make a living because I have to take a little bit of time off work and managing my business to make it work.
A great way to not make a living is almost like the slogan for Little Shop of Horrors, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
the Little Shop of Horrors is on at the Phoenix Theatre in Elwood from the 28th of July until the 11th of August. For tickets and more information, visit saltpiller.org.au. Josh and Remi, thank you both so much and chookers for the season.
Cheers.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too.